The fifth stage of the bear market is called capitulation. It's the capitulation stage. So let me explain what that means. At this stage, there are people who have been holding for very long months, people who have stayed patient all through stage 1, 2, 3, 4. All of a sudden, they have lost their patience, they have lost hope. This stage is the massive sell-off stage where sellers and investors are completely overwhelmed by fear. Fear has completely taken over. So they are often going to be selling at ridiculous prices. People are going to be dropping their bags like it's Christmas. I mean, people who held on for so long will eventually give up, selling at the most ridiculous, most lowest price. I don't even have words to describe it. So someone probably bought at maybe $100, and then they held on, it dropped to $50. And they're like, okay, we still have hope. I mean, it's just down by 50%, right? The market goes down again and drops to maybe $60. An asset drops $60, and then let's just hold on. It might just come back. And then suddenly, because they insist on holding on, it gets to probably $20 or maybe $30. And then they sell at $30 or $20. That's what capitulation is. That's what you're going to see when the bottom comes in, if you refuse to take profits right now. I'm not asking you to take financial advice from me, except you're really ready to sit on your hands and really wait till we are done with this phase. But I'm telling you that we are going to have a market capitulation. You can't have a bear market without that intense, severe fear coming in. You're going to see headlines, I am done with crypto, Bitcoin is useless, it ruined my business, it ruined my life, it ruined my marriage, all kinds of things on the CL, the TL. That is what you're going to see when a capitulation is in. Well, people say, oh, you can't time the bottom or the top of the market, which is true. Nobody can time the top or the bottom of the market. But we do know one thing. When capitulation comes, it is usually the bottom. The possibility of seeing a bottom when the capitulation sets in is 90%. So when you see a market capitulation, you should know that the bottom is in. You can't say, oh, this is exactly where it's going to get to, but that is your sign to know that you should start taking position. So when I talk about best buys, I keep saying we are going to have the best buy opportunity. I'm talking about the capitulation. I'm not talking about this. We have good buys, right? Which is what you see in the market. If you buy now, you're going to make money in the bull run, but what you're seeing right now is just good buys. We're going to have the best buy opportunity. I hope you have enough USDT to catch up with that opportunity.
That is a very interesting lesson. Cryptocurrency movement or journey is not for the weak-minded people, okay? So before anybody talk to you about committing your finances into cryptocurrency project, you need to talk to yourself first. Ensure that you are able to convince yourself and know what is at stake, because the market is very volatile and the uncertainty continues to prove itself on a daily. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are really convinced and you know what you're going for, because the journey is not as juicy as many people paint the picture to be. So you experience different phases along the line, and this is one of it. That you need to ensure that you know your onions. Yes, know your onion. Whoever person that is onboarding you to Web3 ecosystem, all right? Ask some certain questions that are not clear to you, and make sure you get clarity, through the answers that they will provide to you. Even if it is airdrop that somebody is introducing to you, I've seen so many cases of people calling out those who invite them to join the airdrop farming, and at the end of the day, instead of USDT, it becomes dust. And communities start calling out KOL out for referring them. All kinds of things has played out. I've seen somebody resign, a pharmacist resign from his job because he's expecting, a lot of money from the airdrop that he did. I'm going to do a separate video on that and possibly everything that has to do with airdrop. So you don't have too much hope in airdrop. The market can play against you at any time, and that is what it's all about. So Web3 ecosystem can be so beneficial, but before you get to that level, go through the learning phase first, understand what the system is saying and what people are doing to, share testimonies of their earnings whatsoever, because the picture so many people are painting is not actually true. I can tell you from the experience. So if I have this opportunity to listen to, conversation like this, when I started, I wouldn't have experienced so many things I experienced in the time past, but I thank God for everything, okay? But you are just lucky to have me talk to you about these things. So take it seriously. And if you want to become part of the family, so we have regular discussions together, you can just hit the subscribe button and possibly share to your friends and family if you think this conversation will resonate with whatever things they want to do. I'm going to see you in my next video.